Green Rising. All right, know the vibes. More about sight. We was talking about sight yesterday on my last live stream. It's super early this morning, but you got to come out here early if you want to be comfortable to do a live stream because it's too hot. It's getting too hot in the afternoon. So, Golden Lion. You already know the vibes, yo. So, I check his sight. Yesterday we was talking about different forms of sight and how those things change into higher levels. You don't gain abilities; abilities evolve. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's just what it is. Abilities evolved. So different levels of sight are are rolled over. You know, like I had a thought yesterday, and it was like seeing some of these crazy movies when like the evil man wants to give the person superpowers so they can get them or rule the world or take over something or have a team of super people, right? So you'll see them put them through like this excruciating pain and then the power would unlock. Well, it don't work like that in real life. Like you can't force something into a small capacity. It'll destroy a person. You know, that's like the problem with most things today. And sight allows you to see, you know, like when you graduate levels of sight, you can see the intricacies inside of a person, even their shortcomings as far as how they're able to comprehend what's actually taking place. So, what do I mean by that? Well, what do I mean is divine had it set up to where you would grow and gain the capacity. So as you grow, your mind and physical body will be able to handle whatever particular force is coming about. When you try to take on forces that you're not um, acclimated for, yeah, it's bad. It's bad. You're talking about the true versions of psychological damage and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Not the shit that doctors be trying to put out just so they can get a patient or two. I'm talking about real psychological damage. Like shit you can never come back from. That's why you don't really want to jump in there. And they got examples of that right now. Like if you ever been up north to the city, you see guys like walking around in the street and they be talking to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll be just shaking their head saying crazy stuff. You be like, what are you saying? And they blah, 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 blah. Like they really be gone sometimes. Sometimes drug use does it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes their mind is strong and they tapped into something they wasn't ready for, stuff like that, and they just never came back. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's not examples that show that to be a real thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just and keep in mind, if people are trying to do this to you, just lean into divine because with the power of divine, you can walk through any fire in existence. I don't give a damn what it is. Like as long as you know in your mind, be peaceful in your mind with divine. Don't be like, I'm trying to make this work. Be in your mind like, well shit, me and divine gonna walk through this and just go ahead and get through it. Like if you have an energy about yourself that's not always forgiving to somebody, and I don't mean forgiving like as far as forgiving, forgiving. That word is an ancient word, an olden word. It's like, don't be so forgiving. Like, forward giving. That's where that word actually came from, forward giving. And forward giving gave the perception of that you were nice or forgiving. So the word was divided from olden days into now. So don't be so forgiving, like ready to give so easily all the time, because that's not always in the best interest, especially when it comes to having these different levels of sight. You have to pull back. You have to pull back, and it's not you being like evil or mad or angry and nothing like that. It's you looking at the characters to where they are. If a person shows you a specific character, don't try to overlove that character, especially if it's like super damaging. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's one of these characters and it's like giving you your ass to kiss, don't chase it down. Why are you being like this? I'm trying to show you love. You don't do that. You say, okay, and that's it. Don't argue back. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't do nothing, because you got to understand one thing. When energies oppress themselves on you, no matter if it's for certain values, and sight can show you this. The only way you're going to get the highest level of sight is you're going to start accessing that after you master your emotions. Until you master your emotions, I mean literally let people say what the fuck they want to say in front of you without you reacting. then you're not going to be able to hear what I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as you can do that, you can hear inside. It just gets louder because every action takes a reaction. So if somebody throws negativity at you, it has to bounce off the wall and go back. So when it hits the wall, it makes an echo. That echo reverberates through your existence. You're not hearing nothing they're saying or feeling or thinking or intentional. You can't hear anything because you're getting hit by the object. So um, what I'm trying to get you to understand is when a person shows you how they're willing to treat you, make them hold that energy right there. Don't walk down the road and say, well, it was okay. It wasn't that. Don't do that, yo, because that shit going to get your ass in trouble. And you're going to be mad because they're going to keep treating you how they genuinely are. You know what I'm saying? So you can stop it. And when you start standing on divinity, you unlock other sights. The reason why I keep calling it sight, yo, is because the ability to use them in perfect tandem gives you sight. That means no matter what's going on around you, if you can have that level of control, what opens? Sight. Because you're not using other abilities to contend with whatever situation. So the mind takes over. So the mind sees the intricacy behind the false understanding in retrospects. And this is where you get the knowing from. All praises to the Most High. Like, so divine is almighty. The character behind divine is almighty. There's no flaws. There's not going to be an aspect where divine is going to be distraught, crazy, and can't focus. No, divine is almighty. So we have to reach a level of that for our existence, right? I have a class I want to do soon because I seen a particular image yesterday, and it was speaking because I have a class called incremental science, right? 33 classes, but it's another illustration I was shown yesterday, and it breaks down everything. It breaks down the person, like from the light body down to the physical body, and how we're supposed to connect, and what that forms in the universe. So I see the image I have to draw. I see it, so I have to get an opportunity to do that. And I was planning on doing it and bringing it to y'all, and just showing you the art and then breaking it down like as an upload or whatever. And I think I'm going to do that whenever I get a chance to do it because I can't shake this image of what I'm seeing. It just won't go nowhere. So obviously I'm supposed to show it. Um, but yeah, as you gradually grow, Supreme Rising, everybody down there. Hold on, y'all know I'll be in the zone dropping jewels. Supreme Rising, hi, Ashley. Um, Cut 3 guests. Facts. What's going on? Supreme Rising to you guys. So, uh, so that's how the sites work. They're volumes. So once you got to keep in mind, the world needs you outward. They need you doing outbursts. They need you, and you're trained this way like in youth. You're not trained to be still. Still strength is always going to be the most powerful strength that exists on earth. The strength that doesn't have to say anything. It doesn't have to respond. It doesn't have to, make a point. That's real strength. Like other strengths, it seeks approval. These are layers of strength. Like the beta energy, like how you have the alpha, beta, and delta. Like these energies, the sites fall in the same understandings based off how well you are in yourself that you're going to respond certain ways. Now, let me let you know the highest aspect of that sight coming into fruition is the mastery of self-mastery, like being calm in self completely. And the only way you're going to be completely that way unless you have no authority of man, because anytime that fear comes in, it's going to twinkle. It's going to go like this. It's going to waver, and you're going to be like, wait, why? I feel like I got it, and I feel like it left. It's because you're fluctuating in your emotions. Whenever you fluctuate in your emotions, that shit go away. It goes away. So it's important to be a part of everybody, but not be in the midst of everything. That's the same thing as being in the world, but not of it. Of course, you're here, but you don't have to be a part of the system. That's why they said things like come out of her. The essence of her back then was continued to be considered to be materialistic value. This is why the woman was the first layer of currency. All right, but that's disrespectful, no matter how you look at it. But she was the first matter created. like literal matter that coalesced into stone, got inserted by pure light, and then she became alive. That pure light was the direction of divine. It went into her and made it alive. It was a rock. After that, went inside of her like a phallus and it became alive. She gave birth to other pieces of stone and light bodies like suns, stuff like that. And then that started forming systems. So that was the energy. The woman is the negative post. Negative is not bad. It's just the frequency of repel. That means it goes outward. So you have positive energy that sits stable and directional. So that means the sun is a positive energy because it shines off corpuscular rays. It comes from it in directions. And then as that light sinks or goes dim, the light comes back to the source. That's not the same for negative forces or explained in the universe, because negative forces repel. They just go away. So as something heavy comes, like an explosion, if an explosion happens, the force of wind, everything that flies away from it is repelling. So they end up being negative force. Does it make it potentially, classified as far as a person, like man and female? It doesn't happen that way. It's the reason why they put it in that notion as far as trying to explain it is because the phallus, the L, is an extension. It sits off of the man. He sticks it in and he releases something. That means he's constantly giving off, right? The man is constantly giving off. He doesn't take anything in, right? The woman, she takes it in, right? She takes in it and she creates it on the inside and then she pushes it out, right? That's a different process. That's like the other great creation, like the black hole, how it takes things in, it rechanges the energy and then it sends it to another universe to live. That's like a mother. That's why the womb was the idea of the first mother, because the womb is literally the first negative pulse. So divine took the first waves that went out and circled them around and made them wombs. That's where the woman came from. It was the first creation. So to hurt divine or hurt a energy in some form, negativity, the negative force of the universe, seek to take the great womb away. And when it took it, the great womb flew through the universe, absorbing all types of shit. So if you break that down into a dwindleization of today, you have women that like to be around the most strangest situations. It's not to say that you're damaged, it's you are formulated into the physical incarnation of what the light was doing around in the universe. The man was literally the rays of light that came off of the sun. It was direction, just a straight line. That's all we were. We wasn't considered to be a physical body yet. You know what I'm saying? This is why man became the head of household. It had nothing to do with the man being in control. It was the fact that the essence the man carried should have been directly from divine, which gave him strict authority of truth. So, and the woman was supposed to be the absorption of that energy. So then at the other end, it produces forms of life, like we have today with the sun that continues to give off light to give light. You know what I'm saying? To give life. So it's the recreation. The man wouldn't be able to stick his phallus in a woman to give her life if the light didn't go into the woman to make her a factory, so therefore she can create more values of living entities. These are things that work in tandem, and divine is not neither or of those things. Divine is over all of that. These are just creations. They're creations at its highest scale. So people like to digress knowledge into sarcastic idiocy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's all based on ego, because we are literally, like, when I do this illustration, you'll understand how we are and what it means for us to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see it right now. Like, every time I think about, I'm like, divine, why you? Because I think divine wants you to understand and comprehend your true placement, not keep making it up, because the energy frequency of the sun is changing. It's going to change into more of an absolute truth. So you can't be fake under that sun, and that energy is going to be hot. So I don't know if any of you had an experience of biting your tongue when you talking too damn much or whatever, and people be like, quit lying, you won't bite your damn tongue. It's going to be like that times 10 though. It's going to be like a whole bunch more. You know what I'm saying? Like, because this energy that we living in is perceiving. That's just what it is. It perceives the value of its existence. So you see colors and everything in this light. That means you see truth when the light is on. That's a powerful frequency. Soon that energy that's downloading, that's coming in here, is going to filter through us. So you're not going to be able to do anything other than what that light allows you. Keep in mind, we've been pouring this light into a cup for ages. You know what I'm saying? So these changes has been happening forever. A lot of people just forget them when they happen. So you got to be strong enough to acclimate to the change so you can go into your next level. You know what I'm saying? And Some people who don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about, you'll be around, you just won't know what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see the world speed up real fast and you'll be like, wait a minute, how'd this change? That's how it started with the separation of royalty, you know, middle class and poverty. That's how it happened. People who was able to acclimate to knowledge, they rose with the rest of the earth. It happens like this every so many thousands of years, yo, or hundreds of years, even sometimes faster, like 10s and 20s of years. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be willing to say, all right, now I understand what's going on in the earth. And these sights, that's what they are. They allow you to see the energy that's coming from the sun. They allow you to perceive the energy that's focused around and have clear understanding on what these things are. Stop letting people tell you psychic this and psychic that. That's them trying to put a ceiling on something that they haven't been able to go past. That's why they put these dumbass terms on it. We have a third level, so you don't even know what a third level is. It's not a such thing as a psychic. That doesn't, psyche has to do with your mind, right? So to be a psych-it, right, you would have to be psyching something, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we know psych to be fake. So regardless of how the words are terminalized here, it's not to be used in a term of endowment representing of universal principles. That shit is stupid. You know what I'm saying? So stop letting people tell you what divine is doing in the universe. If anything, find a respectful new term for it, and then still say within your your conversation with divine, respectfully put, I apologize because I have nothing to match your greatness. All praises to the Most High. And I do that when I pray, even when I talk to the divine, I ask for an apology, because what am I really going to say to the divine? Something some dumbass person back in the day made up because they don't know fucking syllables? No, I don't give a shit about none of that. I don't care about your fucking ego or what you're saying. I'm going to give respect from my heart. It's called intention. It's a different type of conversation. So argue about you about the letter J or G or this term or that term or Egyptian terms. I don't even give a shit about none of that. All that shit is ego. It's all ego. We made this, we made that. You didn't make shit. You didn't even make your own life. So how'd you make anything? You know what I'm saying? Like, people love ego so much they want to own shit that they can never own in reality based off your stupidity. So yeah, I stopped playing those games a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, at the end of the day, all praises to the Most High. Know where the fuck you at, line up with that, and grow yourself the correct way. Because unfortunately, where we came from, they didn't know shit. Our histories didn't know much, and people wasn't showing them anything. And now this is the time for you to take the knowledge that you're learning and utilize it. Stop trying to push it out there, utilize it. I utilize my shit every day. I can't wait to see a group of people in their own right doing that, and we can really sit around and have a dope-ass conversation. Not because you think you like that, but because you really do that. You know what I'm saying? Not because you trying to impress nothing. It's because we vibe. Like, you around me, and I vibe you for real. Like, we so high on the next level, we start laughing because I can hear exactly what you thinking. And you laughing at me because you know what the fuck I'm thinking in my mind. We literally walk back into the same energy that we left, the first level of communication with a higher synapses of conscious ability. That's what we're supposed to be. All praises to the Most High. This is not religion. So stop looking for religion on earth. It's not religion. This is our atmosphere. Spirituality is what we are. Divine beings is what we are, yo. Children of the creator of the pulse of the universe. That's who we are. It's our atmosphere to be great, period. It's your atmosphere to be celestial. You're growing into that. You're going to get there. Stop letting people tell you shit. And if y'all keep trying to sign papers and get with this group and this government and all this other shit, man, tear that shit the fuck down. It don't even matter. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People don't walk around here thinking criminally all the damn time. These are people who are trying to keep control and value. So they produce criminal activity. And they release these people around you. Y'all didn't know about the 1981 papers, the 1972 papers, the 1960 papers, when they would take the hardened criminals and send them to places where tribes didn't know nothing about city life or drugs or nothing like that. And they would help these people go out there and establish stores, and they would go out there and sell alcohol and drugs to tribes people who never even knew what that lifestyle was. This is what they do. They promote criminals and they sell them around the world to make sure we can put negativity in different places. This is what they do. Start locking them up. Yeah, they send them to other countries to fuck up their shit. And then be like, why is it happening over there? Why are they killing? Cause your faithful people you believe in like to keep this shit going all around the damn world, so they can act like they going to save somebody. Fake ass Robin Hood. We don't need that shit. We don't need it. We don't need it. What we don't need is lies. We don't need manipulation so you can have a false level of control for your fake money. We don't need that. You'll never experience true love. You know why? Because some motherfucker wants the unfortunate value of your life to equal out to their economics. Unfortunately, you got to drive 30 miles to get that, or 2 hours to do that, or 6 days for this, and you don't have the money, but you got to find. Yeah, that's what moves the country. Falsity. I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. It's always love. I'm NAGA the Wise, yo. You know what I'm saying? Man, look. All praises to the Most High, yo. Supreme right.